Hello and welcome to your 5th tutorial on JQuery. Today we'll just be discussing some more features of JQuery, and to start off, as we can see right here, all I've done is I've made a table in my HTML code with the border 1, and then in the first TR tags I've added in my headings with company, contact and country, and I've done just like so for the other rows. As we can see right here, this is my result. So please go ahead and do this, and let's continue with jQuery. Now in our jQuery code, go ahead and type in your document ready function code, and what we're going to do is we're going to type in something to get background color for these first two rows. So what we do is we type in our $, and we're going to type in tr and then lt, and make sure to do this in quotation marks, and for LT's value we'll write 2 as we want the first two rows. So this is basically telling us that we want the TRs, so the first two TRs, to be whatever color, and we'll do that through CSS code. So we're going to write this code, so background color, put your comma and magenta and have it in quotation marks, and get rid of the space here. Now save, refresh. We're going to get the first two rows in magenta color. We can also do it with full. Save, refresh, here we go. So this LT right here is basically a selector which selects elements with an index number less than a specified number, and if we were to open it up, it stands for less than, which basically means from the top. And there's also GT, which means greater than. If I save and refresh, we're going to see that only the last two get the background color. So the first four actually, so these guys don't get the background color because of greater than, just like this. Also, if you're confused as to why this one is, so the very top header row also doesn't get the background change, is because the count is from 0, just like it always sort of is. So from 0, 1, 2, 3 to 4. That is why these 5 actually don't get the background color. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and comment on this code right here, like this. So on your HTML code, and to continue, go ahead and make a div with the ID of D1, and we're going to write something new. We're going to write a new attribute which is called draggable, just like this, and its value will be true. So it is self-explanatory. It basically lets us drag items around, if that makes sense. So it basically specifies whether an element is draggable or not. And links and images are actually draggable by default, so we're actually talking about operations. And let's go ahead, duplicate this about 4 times with everything the same. However, through CSS, let's go ahead and add in style, and let's add in background, so the color. And for the first one, let's go ahead and type in yellow, and let's copy it, copy, paste. Let's change yellow for red, cadet blue. Now let's also give it CSS code right here, so hashtag D1. Let's just write height 10 VH and width 10 VW. When we save and refresh, this is our result. And as we added in draggable right here, we're gonna see that they actually all are, just like so. Let's go ahead and create another div with the ID. Let's go ahead, create another div with the ID of D2. Let's also give it some designs through CSS. So that is D2. So we're going to be using internal CSS for now, and we just used inline when we were writing in our HTML code. Just like this, save, refresh, we get our silver div. Now let's go ahead and add some attributes to our div. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to type in on drag over, which is all of these attributes are HTML5 attributes, and its value we'll call through allow drag event, just like so, and we'll also add in on drop attribute, to which we will give the add obj event. So if you have no idea what these are, which you probably don't, the on drag over event occurs when a draggable element or text selection is being dragged over a valid drop target. And the on drop event occurs when a draggable element or text selection is dropped on a valid drop target. And also to our other divs, which are these. So now we're going to add on drag start. So this attribute is also HTML, and inside we're going to write save obj and event. Let's copy and paste them for all of them, just like so. And let's go back to our JQuery and JavaScript code. So what we're going to do is we're going to discuss allow drag event, save obj event, and add obj event. And first of all, we're going to start with save obj. So go ahead and type in function with save obj, and we'll write a variable, something like hello, and inside. So what we're doing is we're writing a function with save obj to discuss first, and a random variable like hello. Inside I'm going to type in our variable, which is hello, and we're going to type in data transfer dot set data, and we're telling it the target, just like so. And we're going to continue, and we're going to write another function for allow drag. For the second function, allow drag, we'll write bonjour, and I'm going to write bonjour here. We're going to type bonjour prevent default. The D needs to be capital, by the way, just like so. And let's do the last one, which is add obj, and we'll write something like hola. Inside we'll type in allow drag and our hola. Then we'll make a variable with obj id, and I'm going to write hola dot data transfer dot get data, and we're basically going to give it nothing, so this is empty. And we're also going to type in hola dot target dot append child and document dot get element by id, just like so. And inside I'm going to type obj id. Also, I had made a mistake right here, prevent default, and I had also made a mistake right here by putting in the on drag starts event right here, which is absolutely not needed. And if I save and refresh now, we're going to see that by order they're all going to get in our d2 div. And to continue, we can also try it with a list, so an ordered list with just random words, and we can add to it an ID, edit and type attribute as well, which will be I, and content editable, which will equal true, just like so. Save, refresh. So we see our list, and it is actually editable. As we know, we've done this before, I believe. So this is due to content editable. And if I write something else and we do this, we see that it's here. However, when I refresh, it is gone. So to solve this problem, what we're going to do is we're going to make a variable with edit, and we're going to type in document dot get element by ID. The ID will be our edit, just like this. And through jQuery, we'll type in our edit ID, so our selector, and blur, which we have learned before, and we'll open a function. In our function, we're going to type in local storage dot set item, and we'll set the item, let's say high. We'll add a comma and we'll type in this dot inner HTML. And to continue, we're going to make an if statement, and we're going to type in our local storage dot get item, which is our high element, which we've already set, and inside its curly braces, we're going to type in edit dot inner HTML, which will equal local storage dot get item, and with our element high. So in the case of document get element by ID edit, our browser won't be able to see our OL elements or tags in this case. So what we have to do is we have to cut this out of here and paste it in document ready, just like so. Now if we save this and refresh our page, now let's write something like hey right here or whatever, and if I refresh my page, we see that it is still here. See, I'm refreshing, it is still here. It is basically embedded, if that makes sense, into the browser's memory. So to move on, as we remember from our first lesson, there's not only one jQuery library, there's a lot. So we're going to work with jQuery UI this time. So go to Google, go to jQuery UI, and we're going to click on stable and download it. So the only one that we need is jQuery UI min.js, so go ahead and place it with your file. And we also need to do the same thing just like we did here, and copy and paste its name, or just write jQuery line UI dot min. When we add our jQuery source, UI source, it needs to be placed with the main jQuery source, or else it won't work separately. .js, let's go ahead and comment on all of our code. So let's just bring this down here like this, and go ahead and create another div. Its ID will be hello, just like so. Let's comment on this code as well right here, like this, and let's add some CSS code to it. Go ahead and give your div, or our div, width, height and background through CSS. Comment on your script code, and to our div through jQuery UI, let's go ahead and add a function, and we won't name it anything, so we'll just leave it empty. And inside we'll type in our $sign and our selector, which is our div, so hello, and we'll add in a dot and we'll type in draggable. Okay, so here is my div, and it is draggable. As we see, I can move it around to wherever I want. I can put it here and it will stay there, and so on. This is due to my draggable action. So to move on, let's go ahead and add in bootstraps library as well, so just like this. And let's go ahead and create a list. So we're going to type in an unordered list. Go ahead and do the same thing as me. I'm gonna make my li tags with the class of list group item, and I'm gonna close my li tag, and inside I'll write item 1, and we'll duplicate this. Number them from 1 to 8, And to our UL tag, we'll add an ID. We'll give it sortable, which we will talk about, and class list group. Save, refresh, we get this through our bootstrap. Now let's add the jQuery code. Now we're going to open a function, so go ahead and type in function, and inside we're going to write our sortable ID, so the selector, and we're going to give it jQuery UI sortable, and also we're going to write disable selection. Now when we save and refresh, we're going to see that we will be able to drag things around anywhere that we'd like, and even the div is somewhere here as we see. And so yeah, that was all that I had prepared for today for jQuery. Thank you so much for watching.